Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. We saw a little bit of a technical difficulty at the end of video one. So let me ask Dan right now. Dan, what is your email address? And then we will bring it up here momentarily. What's your email address?
Yeah, let me share that. And here's the email.
Yep. So breaking point trading
Not
at
break.
I did it wrong again.
There's no breaking.
Thank you.
Point.
Break point trading, all one word, no spaces, at gmail.com. Break point trading at gmail.com. That is something you're going to want to write down, because what you will see here momentarily is Dan takes the time to put out a newsletter every week. It is something that we will be reviewing together as probably the framework for my education in non-emotional trading. So Dan, I understand you just created this morning's January 1st newsletter. Thought maybe we should bring it up and you can share what's in it.
All right, sure. This is the one from last week. You'll notice down here, VectorVest is still down due to a ransomware attack.
Wow.
They actually were down for 11 days. So they're offline. This is one of the platforms that I use, and I actually dedicate most of this week's newsletter to that.
Okay, very cool.
So let's see here. I'm going to stop sharing and go over to the newsletter. And
again, this newsletter is something you've put out almost every Saturday or every weekend for how many weeks in a row?
Well, I've been doing it for probably 10 years.
Wow. Pretty cool.
It's in my email, so I'm just going to bring it up as part of the email.
Okay.
And we'll just walk through it.
Yeah.
So let me share again. All right. Can you see that?
I can. Thank you very much.
All right. I always like to start with a couple of nice cartoons. All
that's funny.
All look alike. Here's the COVID one. Ushering in the new year with Omicron.
Yeah.
By the way, I should have put one in. I should have done that for this newsletter. I found something where it shows all of the symptoms of Omicron, and they map one for one to the symptoms that NyQuil cures.
I'm not sure if that's funny or sad, but okay.
So all you need is NyQuil.
There you go.
Anyway, so a couple of intros here. I talked about. Go ahead.
And again, folks, what you're looking at here is a sample of the newsletter, actually the newsletter that came out for January 1st, that you could get if you send Dan an email. Again, this is something we're going to start using to help me be non-emotional in my new trading.
That's right. And there's some good information, and I try to help educate people with the newsletter as well. So the first thing that I talked about was what's called an order imbalance.
Okay.
And every day at 3:50, so 10 minutes before the market closes, there's an order imbalance report that's sent out.
Okay.
And all of the market makers use that. Order imbalance basically means, this is it right here, when there is an excess of buy or sell orders for a specific security. It also works for the market in general.
Okay.
And the market makers use that to get it back in balance in the last 10 minutes.
Because they have to zero it out, right? That's why they're marketing.
They have to, well, they try to zero it out. They don't have to.
Okay.
But the whole point of market makers is to have a balanced trading. If somebody wants to buy something, there has to be a seller on the other side.
Got it.
Right.
Okay.
If everybody is buying, like in a raging bull market, the only way there can be a seller is through the market makers.
Got it.
The market makers are the ones that are selling.
And then the price goes up to a certain point where other sellers come in. That's
right.
Okay, I got you.
Right. So there's a order imbalance. People that don't understand how the markets work can't figure this out sometimes. In the last 10 minutes, everything crashes. And I'll show you what happened on Friday. Friday was kind of a sideways action.
Right.
So this is a 1 minute chart. You can see here from 1 o'clock until 3:50.
Got it.
The market basically moved sideways.
Yep.
At 3:50 right here is when the order imbalance report came out.
Ooh.
And the imbalance was on the sell side.
So that means there were more sellers than buyers up until 3:50?
The market makers were selling in order to, it was probably more buyers than sellers.
Oh, really?
Market makers were actually selling in order to balance. So you can see in the last 10 minutes, the S&P, this is for the S&P, it dropped 18 points in less than 10 minutes.
Interesting.
So if you were trading and you didn't understand this and you saw that happen on Friday, you'd be like, oh my God, the market's going to crash next week.
Right.
Well,
You're thinking, yeah, okay, I get that.
I mean, 18 points on the S&P is pretty big.
Yeah.
Especially in 10 minutes.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean the market's going to crash. That just means the market makers are balancing the orders.
Now, does anything happen specifically? Because that was also the last trading day of a quarter. Any other?
And the year.
The year. That's true. Of course.
Yeah. And it's the last day of the week. So we're going into a weekend, a holiday weekend as well.
You got all of that. Okay.
Right. So all of that contributed to it.
Okay.
But this is just a sense for what happens internally with the market. You have to start to understand how all the market works.
Because again, at 3:50, 3:50 Eastern, it happens every day. I mean, people can
every day that the report comes out, it doesn't mean necessarily that this is going to happen.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm saying. But every day at 3:50, there's an activity, and then
that's right.
Got it. All right.
That also happens in the morning as well as the market opens. That's why you shouldn't trade the first 30 minutes.
Interesting.
Because the volatility is too high. That's the market makers trying to balance everything.
Okay.
From the overnight session.
Got it.
So they might be balancing, sending the market higher. And you're saying, oh my God, the market's going up. Well, once they finish balancing, then the market could come down dramatically.
Interesting.
You just don't know in that first, say, 10 minutes or so, or really 30 minutes, what the market really wants to do.
Right.
So you gotta let it settle out.
Okay.
So then I just put some market trends. This is from Investors Business Daily, which I'm a subscriber to. So they say it's in a confirmed uptrend. This is VectorVest that was down for a ransomware attack. Finally back. Right. This is they have a daily view. This is their market timing system. So, all of these things mean something, but interesting one is the BSR, the buy sell ratio.
Yeah. I was just looking at the green, yellow, red to the left of that. They actually have 33% sell, only 17% buy.
Yeah, that's right.
Those are individual stocks. Am I reading that right? They're basically
these are individual stocks in the VectorVest universe.
So there's 9,000 stocks roughly. They're only saying, wow. So they're saying, again, I have no context here, but I'm guessing 17.7% is near a historical low. I'm guessing.
No, it's not. It's
not really? Okay.
Low. No, the other thing you have to make sure to look at is the holds. So half of them are holds.
All right.
They're neither buys nor sells.
Cool. This is stuff we'll look at every week. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I will put this in my newsletter every week.
Okay.
So you want to try to identify the trends here as well. You can see starting on the 16th, it was all red, then it went to yellow, and it's starting to go green.
What is starting to go green?
See all these boxes here?
Sure. But what are the boxes?
So this is each day.
Right.
This is the price.
Of what?
Price of these 9,000 stocks.
Oh, that's a cumulative number. Okay, got it.
Cumulative. It's an average number. It's average of all the 9,000 stocks.
So the average stock is $68.
That's the price of the VectorVest
portfolio
universe. Think of it that way.
Okay,
VectorVest universe. Think of it as the price of the S&P.
Got it. Okay, 68. Right. And it went as low as 65.
Yep. It was actually 56 right here.
Oh, it's a 5. I can't quite see. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And then the RT is the relative timing. That's the strength of the trend, basically.
So does that number always stay between 0 and 1? Or
it stays between 0 and 2. That's a good question.
2. Okay. All right.
Yeah. One is the median
plus
or minus. That's
got it.
Plus
okay.
or minus.
All right. I got
and
you.
then the BSR is a buy sell ratio, which is reflected up here.
All right. So that's off 100%.
Yeah. The interesting thing about this is you see right here on December 17th.
Yeah.
Or actually December 20th.
Yeah.
The buy sell ratio was 0.17.
Wow.
That's near historical lows.
Got it.
Anytime it gets below 0.2, and you can see on the 17th it was 0.22. Yep. Anytime it gets below 0.2, that's usually where a bottom occurs.
That's interesting because in real estate, people hear me talk about the affordability index. And again, there was an indicator that I used in 2006 to sell my houses because it got to a low of 20. And in my market, it'd been 20 before, but it wasn't there long and it saved my ass. So I get it. Okay.
Those are really good indicators to look at.
Got it.
And in stock, in indicators like this, it has to be a little counterintuitive.
Sure.
So you say, oh my God, it's down to 0.17. That's below 0.2. the market must be crashing. Well, the market has already crashed at that point.
Got it.
It's already sold off.
Got it.
So now it is oversold, and it's time to get back in.
Oh, I like
It'll
this.
probably move back up. So
Got it.
So you like to see it down below 0.2 because that's the bottom or close to the bottom. So that's
Right.
when you want to start putting together your shopping list. So for
Okay.
instance, right now, and I'll show you something else further down.
Mhm.
We're close to getting a confirmed up signal. You can see this confirmed down.
Okay.
So VectorVest gives you a confirmed up and a confirmed down. It's pretty conservative, the signals. So it's not going to get you in early and it's not going to get you out early, but it will save you a lot of time, especially if you're a long-term investor.
Okay.
We're getting close to that switching to a confirmed up, I think.
Okay.
All right. And then this is the market timing indicator. I dedicated pretty much this whole thing to VectorVest because they've been out for 2 weeks. So
Okay.
this is the market timing that shows the buy sell ratio. This is a particular indicator that when it goes above 1, that gives you this early signal. In this case, it's a buy signal that happened on Friday. So that is an early buy signal that usually happens just before a confirmed up.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay.
So it's a little bit earlier than the confirmed up, which is more conservative. But we just got that on Friday. That's why I say I think we're getting close to a confirmed uptrend.
Okay.
All right. And then this is every week, VectorVest puts this kind of little article in here. They talk about 2021, 2022, all the talking heads on CNBC predicting what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They predict anywhere between somewhere in here, it says it's somewhere between 17% and 7% down year.
Okay.
And then they did something interesting, but they didn't tell you what the stocks were. But they said, well, we went back with VectorVest, and we'll show this next week when we do our homework.
Okay.
In VectorVest, it uses fundamental information. How fundamentally strong is the company? That's why I say it's a combination of technicals and fundamentals.
Right. Okay.
So they went back and said, let's go back to 2020, 12/31/2020.
Interesting.
And what were the stocks that VectorVest was showing as the top 10 strongest fundamental stocks? All right. And then what happened? Let's do a quick test. Let's do a fast forward on that. So between 12/31/20 and 12/31/21, what happened to those top 10 stocks that were at the top of the list a year ago? How did they do? Okay. And here's how they did. 37% gain.
8 out of 10. You're in the Hall of Fame at that.
8 out of 10. That's right.
Yeah, with only one really nasty loser.
Yeah, this one, which is a wind energy.
Oh, okay.
Company.
And a couple of amazing winners. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, some really good winners.
I take that ratio. 8 out of 10. I'm in. Sign me up.
Yeah, let me show you something even better. So there's there's a way. This is the whole VectorVest universe using what they call the value, safety, and timing. So combining those 3 components. What's the value? Using fundamentals. How safe is the company? Meaning, are they very volatile? Do they go down a lot when the market goes down, or do they go up a lot? They want something that's more safe, that's more steady.
Yep.
And then timing is, when do you get in? So they combine all of those into a single indicator, and these are the top stocks in their universe.
Okay.
So at the end of last year, these were the top 10 stocks in that universe of 9,000 stocks.
Yep, I got you.
And here's how they did at the end of the year.
Understood.
37%, not bad.
Not bad.
The S&P, I think, was up 22% or something, 26%.
26, I think, yeah.
26, yeah. All right. So then they say, well, we love relative safety. I love to have stocks that are relatively safe. Yeah, I want them to go up, but I also don't want them to go down a lot.
Okay.
Right. So let's do an exercise to see, well, what if we took the top relative safety stocks in the whole universe and see how they did from last year to this year?
Okay.
And this is the earnings indicator. By the way, earnings right now are indicated at 1.33. Remember, 1 is the break-even point. Above 1 is bullish. Below 1 is bearish.
Got it.
And you can see the trend of earnings.
All right.
It's still up.
And this is earnings, meaning like profit, like real earnings.
Real earnings that not only that what they have reported, but also what they are projecting to report.
Q1.
Combining both of those things together.
Got it.
1.33 is very strong.
Okay.
It's a very healthy economy. All right. So then they say, well, what about relative safety stocks? Well, let's do a search on all the stocks that had high relative safety, the top 10 in that universe of 9,000. Now you've got a 10 for 10.
Yeah, I recognize Salesforce is in there, Facebook's in there, Google's
Google.
in there.
Yeah.
Is that Microsoft?
No, that's Monster.
Oh, Monster. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
All right.
The line. So these are the ones that have the best relative safety.
And again,
At the
this
end-
is end of 2020, so a year.
End
over
of
a
last
ago.
year.
Yeah.
That's right. And then how they did over that year, over that 12-month
Interesting.
period.
Very cool.
46%.
All
So now VectorVest did not provide these names. All they said was, this is the exercise that I did, and I found 37% with 8 winners and 2 losers. But they never said what the stocks were.
Okay.
Right? Since I'm a VectorVest subscriber, I was able to go in and do the same exercise that they did.
And get the list. Look at you.
And there's the list.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that's one of the advantages people have, like with getting my newsletter, because they don't have to necessarily subscribe to VectorVest. There's a lot more VectorVest does, but
I'm sure. Yeah.
all right. So this is the relative safety ones, 46%.
All
right.
So this might be
then-
something we look at next week.
Yeah.
Just
so
for example. and
so
say
then
what's-
the question, the obvious question is, well, that's great. Everything in green here is what VectorVest published.
Yeah.
So the obvious question then is,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, a year ago was in a confirmed up, by the way,
Okay.
at the end of the year. Right now we're in a confirmed down.
Okay. So that's
But
different.
we may be
Yeah.
we may have an up signal pretty soon.
Okay.
So I'm sure you're all curious about the top 10 stocks as well as the top 10 relative safety stocks for this year.
So basically execute
VectorVest
the
never
same
said that.
search. Yeah, of course.
Same. Well, it's just basically the top 10
Yeah.
in both categories out of that 9,000. All right.
Totally get it.
So here's the top 10 for everything, VST.
Interesting. No, I
These
don't
are the top 10
recognize any
stocks.
of these stocks.
Yeah, I recognize Hymax because it's a chip maker.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Taiwan.
it's cool.
But these are the top 10. So then what are the top 10 for relative safety?
Oh, there we
And
go.
these are the
Google,
relative. There's
Salesforce,
Google's in
Facebook.
there, Salesforce.
Does it make
Facebook.
you nervous that the same stocks are picked year after year after year?
Not if they go up.
Not if they go. Fair enough. Good point.
I have no tolerance for stocks that go down.
Yeah, me either. I like that. All right.
All right.
Non-emotional.
So that's
non-emotional.
it. So that's this year's or this week's newsletter that just gives you a sample of what's in there. It's not always the same. I don't always
Oh, of course,
focus on VectorVest every week. It just depends on what interesting information I have out there
Right.
to share.
But again, when people get your newsletter, and again, I've been getting it for 4 years now. I think I look at it probably every other week on
Right.
average. Basically, you get some humor up front. You have these cartoons all the time. Lots of them make you chuckle. Some of them make you think. Then you're going through where you're at. Basically, what I see you doing in this newsletter is you're kind of summarizing your thoughts. It's kind of how you organize your thoughts, and you just happen to put it down and then share it with others. That's kind of what I see.
That's the whole point of why I do this, actually.
It's for you, and then you just happen to say, "Oh, it's done. Might as well share it." It's kind of
That's right. Exactly.
okay. I like it. And again, this is something. Again, we're going to start possibly trading next week, or at least getting ready to. Do you think we should start by looking at what's in it, or I'll just let you control how you teach me French or non-emotional?
Yeah, I mean, we'll go through kind of the same process. I'll show you some ways that I can search for stocks that are good candidates.
Okay.
Then we'll look at those and see if they make sense. Well, number one, we do a top-down approach.
Yep.
What's the market doing?
Yep.
Has the market made that turn, or is it in a confirmed up yet? Then we look at the sectors. What are the top sectors?
Okay.
And then we'll look at the industries inside the top sectors.
Okay.
And then we'll look at stocks inside the industries.
Okay. So we'll do all of that going next week, probably video 1, video 2. And then if we agree to do a trade, then video 3 will be okay. Let's go do the technical. Here's how we execute it, put the stops in, things of that nature.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Do me a favor. Show your email one more time.
Yeah. Hang on one second.
Oh,
There's
sure.
one other thing that I will provide. Some people have asked for that risk management calculator. It also has a tab that helps you understand how to do buy and sell orders.
Perfect.
What is a stop order? What is a limit order? When do you place a stop and limit order?
Mhm.
What are here's an options one.
Yeah.
There's option time decay, which will kill you. This is a whole nother session that we can
Yeah.
do. But
Very, very
these are just really good rule of thumb things to look at.
Yeah. We're going to, again, this to me, again, bring up your email just so people have it in front of them. This again, to me, as we said in episode 1, is going to be how Dan teaches Michael how to non-emotionally trade. I've never done it. I've done the research. I've done the deep analysis. I'm an emotional trader. This is going to be you teaching me how to not do it. So I, appreciate you doing this. I'm sure I might frustrate you a time or two during our weekly conversations, but
yeah, one thing I wanted to mention, I forgot earlier, is you will never have all winning trades.
Oh, yeah.
So you have to understand. Remember, I said it's not about being right. So that's why we play stops, and we recognize right up front that the trade may not work out the way we hope.
Yep.
And so you could easily have, out of 10 trades, you could easily have 6 losers.
Yeah, and again, this is one of the things I love to do with my audience is just take them on my journey with me. Something else I'm doing in real estate is building an ADU for the first time. New construction, never did it. I tried to do a lot split, never did it. And all this stuff doesn't work out. I just like taking people along for the ride with what I'm learning. Because again, I freely admit my mistakes, and being an emotional trader is one way to lose a lot of money because it'll eventually get you. So this feels like a better way.
Emotional trader will keep you in losing trades.
Yeah.
And it will get you out of winning trades too early.
Couldn't agree more.
A non-emotional trader will do the opposite.
Agreed. And that's why you were going to teach me again. We keep calling it French. People haven't listened to our first interviews together. That's what we're learning. I'm learning a new language that I know nothing about. And Dan is a fluent speaker in French, AKA charts, non-emotional trading. If you want this newsletter and get something that I get every week, let me see if I can get it right this time. breakpointtrading@gmail.com. It comes out every weekend. And again, Dan, we will be back next week.
And by the way, break point is the point where a stock breaks out to new highs.
Hence the name.
Why it's called that.
I did not know that. We will talk again sometime this week to make sure my account is set up once the money gets there. But yeah, we will start this next Saturday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific.
Sounds good.
Thanks, buddy. Take care.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.